Right, let's get this channel back on track. Tiny house and off-grid resources became my update channel for what was happening in my life because it was all I had. Telling you people about how I was going with my awful diagnosis of a 30% chance of lasting 3 years, which with my maths ends up another way of saying a year. The channel moved sideways a little bit, and I talked about all I had to talk about was what I was doing to stay alive. Now it seems that I'm going to be staying alive for a wee while longer. I'm going to get the channel back to its roots. Tiny house and off-grid living. So let me make it clear. I've lived in various tiny homes, all self-built, since 1999. My life changed dramatically in 1999. More on that later. So I've had a lot of experience in building and living the tiny lifestyle. Off-grid doesn't mean that you have to be miles away from anywhere. I'm in the last street of a small town. If I listen, I can hear the spring lambs and geese honking, and occasionally I can hear calves and cows and calves mooing to each other. Just depends what's in the fields that are just down at the end of my street. Also, I'm blessed to be living in an area that is historically gold mined. All around here we've got lots of relics and underground tunnels to be explored. Something I've enjoyed about this area for as long as I've known about it. And yeah, in about 2005, I think it was. In 2005, I finally got the opportunity to move here and buy a small property and settle down in a place where I could take a pee in my own garden if I felt like it, without having neighbours complaining to the homeowners committee or anything like that. So I've got a quarter-acre section on the edge of town. It's on a street corner. It's sloping. I wouldn't say it's hilly. It's one gradual terraced hillside. I've got a house, a cottage, over in one corner, and for many years I rented that out. Now I'm leaving it empty and just using it for storage space because, quite frankly, I've got enough going on without looking after tenants. When you've got the cheapest rental in town, you get the cheapest tenants in town. The rental history of my little cottage has been an absolute horror story, which we won't go into here because this channel's about all the good news. So, this off-grid lifestyle that you can live in town, yeah, you don't need to be miles away from anywhere to turn off the electricity and not use the municipal sewage and the municipal water supply, and do things yourself. It's a lot easier if you've got a thick hedge and understanding neighbours, and the knowledge to go with it. If you haven't developed the knowledge base that I've developed over the 20 years that I've been living this way, then I'm here to help you. Have a look at the other videos. There's a plethora of information out there on restoring vehicles, building your own place, setting up solar, keeping warm in various ways, recycling, repairing small two-stroke motors, what to do with things you find. Trust me, I've had an interesting 20 years and this is becoming a very interesting channel. So let's relaunch Tiny House and Off-Grid Resources. I'm going to be doing a little bit of what the other creators do. I've never asked you to subscribe. I've never asked people to click the like button, and I've certainly never asked for money over the years. But all that's going to change. I'm going to do whatever I can to boost this channel. I'm going to be a little bit ruthless. I'm going to ask for donations. I've got a buy me a coffee account. You're very welcome to buy me a coffee, and I'd prefer that you do that rather than donate through the channel here. There is a thanks button below each video where you can make a donation, but YouTube take half of that. Let that sink in. Buy me a coffee take a very small administration charge. Now, back in the old days, I was managing to fund my meagre lifestyle by making my YouTube videos and knocking out a few tiny wood stoves. Yes, that's something else that I used to get into that I won't be doing anymore. But you can go and look at the videos on the subject. Tiny wood stoves for tiny living spaces. Not something that the average person thinks of until they go tiny. Because putting a large domestic stove into a tiny living space gobbles the space and can actually become a fire hazard. Because large stoves require quite a distance around them, and people are tempted to try and push them into corners when they haven't got much space. That's just not safe. So, you're going to learn an awful lot. In return, I'm going to ask you to share my videos about, throw them onto the other social media. I don't use TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those kind of things. I'm just not there. But please let people know that this is where they can find that kind of information. Click the like button as a matter of habit, because it doesn't cost you a bean, but what it does is it tells YouTube that you're enjoying this content and it's a good idea to share it to other people. Because, yep, I've been shadow banned. I was getting around 25 to 30,000 views a day. Now I'm getting about 130 views per day, because this stuff just isn't being shared. So, click the like button, buy me a coffee, say thanks on the videos here, leave a comment down below, tell everybody that I'm not a bad guy, and we'll see you in the next video. No, we won't. You'll see me in the next video because you'll be watching, alright?